Welcome back to the podcast, Benjamin.
Hello.
I had a really interesting and, to be honest, quite similar conversation with a client this morning. They have lots of clients most days around AI SEO. Let's talk about it. And you being the expert, I thought it'd be really great for us to actually talk about it a bit more in depth than what I can.
Sure.
But just what we do know about it and what we always say to our clients coming in is the intentionality behind it. You don't accidentally appear in ChatGPT search for your services and your products, do you?
No. Well, some do.
Not generally. Not generally.
Some do. Yeah, we'll go through it.
What are your let's talk about it like broadly and then maybe go into a bit more specifics about what that looks like and the importance. I think it's important to know why it's important.
Yeah. So the first is, what is it? It is the ability to be able to, if we're calling it AI SEO or GEO or whatever sort of acronym, or AEO, they are slightly different in different nuance depending on how you want to. But we're just going to talk about AI tools, AI platforms, and being able to rank in them. Yeah. So we'll just categorize it as that.
So like Claude,
AI
ChatGPT,
SEO.
Grok.
Yep. So Grok, Claude, Chat, Perplexity, AI overviews being Google.
Yep.
There's so many.
Yes.
Meta, DeepMind. I could go on. There's loads. But the general rule of which ones most people are looking to be present in is ChatGPT, being that a lot of it is iPhone user based. AI overviews being that it takes up 20 to 30% of the first viewport in the majority of Google searches.
And for those playing along from home, AI overview being you type something into Google and you don't just get a bunch of web links, you get a paragraph of AI
text at the top. So it's an AI response. So ChatGPT is still very, very popular.
Yep.
Then you have AI overviews through the Google search aspect. You do also have Meta through their platform.
Yep.
Grok is through X.
Yes.
So there's a few different platforms, and there's a few people using Perplexity as well. It's more in the US,
overseas,
more in the US market. So the idea around it is to be able to be cited within that reference, being that that's kind of the number one spot now, which is unique when you think about it that way. So being first organically, as we know prior, used to be we call them the blue links. So blue links being the top ranking. Previously, it used to be 4 ads, generally speaking, 4 paid search ads. Map pack, if it's local search behavior. So if somebody's searching and it's geographically local, then it'll be a map pack. And then you'll be your blue links, which is your first, second, third, and so on organically. And there was always the percentage of organic traffic that would flow through. Most metrics that we were seeing was around 50 to 60% would hit that first blue link organically.
Yeah.
Now, if you are searching locally, you can have it where you have an AI overview, then your 4 blue links, then your map pack, then your organic. It pushes that organic listing further down, which is why we are seeing what they call now the zero click, which is where the ability to rank in the AI overview or the AI response. Predominantly, I'm going to talk more around the Google for this, by the way. I'm not going to go so much into the ChatGPTs and so on and so forth. We'll just talk about the Google, being that we're just talking about search behavior.
Yeah.
The majority of people are searching and the query will be answered within that first viewport. And if it answers it to an extent of where no click will actually happen. And that is what we call the zero click.
So what action is being taken instead of the click?
Generally nothing. It's zero click, being that it's just information being digested and the user understanding that I've now had my question answered. Now, there can be, and normally, there is, I'll rephrase that, it will state the citation of where the answer came from. And that's where you get brand recognition.
Yeah.
So there's the brand recognition benefit from it. Yeah. It doesn't always generate the click. Now, there is the ability to generate the click, and I'll use an example. It's like, I'll use an agency example. How much does digital marketing cost?
Yeah.
Somebody might search that, and AI overviews will respond because it's got enough information based on articles to be able to cite, and then it will put the information forward. Now, an example would be, how much does SEO cost? And it will come up, SEO in Australia costs between $1,500 to $5,000, depending on the size of your business, and that will break it down and so on. Funny enough, we rank for that. Why? Because we have an article written for that subject matter. And it will cite us as being that point of reference for that answer.
Yeah.
and will have the ability to click through to our article for that answer in more depth.
Gotcha.
But it doesn't always guarantee you the click, but it does get you in front of the business sometimes from the brand recall aspect or the brand recognition aspect because they are citing you for the answer.
So what I hear you saying is, and what I know has happened a lot in the agency, is clients will come to us and go, traffic's down, clicks are down, SEO campaign's not working.
Yeah. So there's a couple of metrics to look at there. So traffic statistically has dropped to businesses
Across any industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America had it really, really heavy. But statistically, traffic has declined for the majority of searches. Not every, I can't say everything because some searches don't get answered with AI overviews. So it's not statistically a fact that every single business is down. Search through Google isn't down. So when Google come out and go, search isn't down, search is up. No, search is up because more people are searching in Google because they're using it also for the AI response. So search behavior is up.
It's just different.
But it doesn't mean that the click through Google is also up to the websites, especially the blue links.
Yeah.
So
the click through hasn't, the correspondence isn't there to what it was before.
No.
So there would have been a certain percentage of click through. That percentage is potentially down,
declined.
but the search is up.
The search is technically up because more people are using the platform, because more people are searching for multiple searches more frequently, because they're now not only using it as just a search tool for a short tail keyword or a key term that's just like a plumber near me or whatever it might be, they're also using it for questions and answers frequently. So it's you go back to it and you'll find yourself, you'll go back to Google now and ask it more in-depth questions more regularly.
Based on the answer before.
Because you know that it can answer you within the platform rather than having to go to something.
So as a business owner whose click-through has reduced despite the search being the same or up, why bother with SEO?
So there's different parts to it. So a lot of the answers that get a lot of the AI overviews that come up, or the answers that get answered by AI overviews, generally are informative questions that a consumer is just looking for a response. We generally put that under informative intent. So it's something that is an information-based intent. So I'm searching for information based on something, and Google can come along and go, I can answer that for you.
Yeah.
Technically, by the way, Google's not answering it.
Yeah. Your website is.
Well, somebody's website is. Normally your competitors if you're not in it.
Yeah.
So it's the aggregation of everybody talking about the subject matter answers that question for you.
Yeah. Which is AI.
Which is AI. Why do you still capitalize, or why should you still use SEO, is that there is still a portion of search, quite a lot of search, that is around transactional and commercial intent, which is somebody looking for a service. And while Google can somewhat answer some of those things, and there's like overlap in that area of where some keywords will be commercial, yet AI overview gets involved. Let's just say that. Where it will aid that user, it doesn't fix the intent of what that user is looking for, right? So you need to understand what that consumer is looking for. The consumers come along and they're going, I'm looking for a plumber in Brisbane.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that Google comes along and goes, oh, you could just get this and, use a plunger and that'll fix it. They still need the plumber.
Yeah.
So they're still going to find a website and click a website. So that's where SEO still comes in, right? So you still need that page to be there for the person that still wants to buy something. If somebody still wants something, if somebody still wants to have that transaction and buy a new car, or needs to get a lawyer involved, or needs a new accountant, or is buying a house, or needs to refinance, AI overviews isn't going to do that for them. They still need the business.
Still need to find that website.
Exactly. So that's where then the business gets involved, and that's where you still then need that content to align to that search behavior.
As well as now being in that appearing in that overview for the client, customer, user who's not yet ready or not yet needing an emergency plumber, but is looking purely for information. So you talked before about that brand recognition and that I would talk about those marketing touch points. So now it sounds like what you're saying has been that we need SEO for both.
Well, there's a massive part to the ranking, and I don't want to have to digest 10 years of SEO into one podcast here, but I'll do my best to make this as concise as I can. Generally, you can't rank for the subject matter commercial terms or transactional terms if Google doesn't trust you. To build trust, you need information around the informative based terms to show that you understand the context.
You gotta earn your spot.
Which is where the that authority gets built.
Yeah.
So for me to walk into the SEO space and go, I want to rank for an SEO search term, I need all of the information in the back end of the website. And it's not that it's just back end information that nobody's going to read. I need to be able to demonstrate to Google I have an understanding of the subject matter now more than ever to be able to rank for the subject matter.
Right.
So if I'm a lawyer and I build a new website tomorrow and go, I'm a lawyer and I do litigation disputes, whatever it is, and they know nothing about you, and you've written nothing online, and you're brand new into business, how does Google determine that you know what you're on about?
Yeah.
And it needs
got no
to
basis for it.
It needs to do its research to understand, which is like a knowledge graph, to understand who you are as a business, how long you've been in business, who you are individually as a business owner. Are you credible, and are you of an authority to be able to speak to the subject matter, and if I trust you or not?
Yep.
If it can't deem that information or piece it together, you're going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
So what helps that is by having all of those informative informations and the blogs and the articles and everything else, because that shows Google that you can demonstrate your expertise. Also means that they do need to be good.
Yes.
Because they can't just be, I'm just going to spin up a blog about SEO and it doesn't make sense, because then Google can read it, and while you've written about it, it also doesn't make sense, which Google then is going to measure and deem that you don't actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's a whole rabbit hole, anyway.
Yeah, that is a whole rabbit hole. But just going back to the original theme of the podcast today, SEO, AI SEO, all those sorts of things. On that topic, I had a client say to me this morning,
How do you do it?
No, well, yes, but also, why should I pay an agency, or why can't I just get Chat to spin up a blog for me? And my conversation is always, you and everybody else. So yeah, you could get Chat, Claude, premium, paid, free, whatever, to spin up anything.
Exactly.
However, what's going to differentiate 17 of those very similar blogs of the same industry in a similar location from anybody else? Answer, those human nuances that, as well as strategy, obviously, but those human nuances. So it's not about AI content versus human content. It's about the best content.
Yeah, and that's not just, it's not human as a such. Like, it is human in a sense, but it's more about
Strategy.
entity.
Okay.
So it's more about the entity, and there's
Having the right signals. So like,
so this conversation there's a term of entity SEO, which is to build your entity's authority, right?
Your online entity, your online footprint,
your business entity, right? So digital PR is huge now because of this, and you can spin up as many articles as you want. You can spin them up using Claude, and you can spin up whatever it might be, but you need to make sure that your entity as a cluster has all of the right signals as well. So that's not just spinning up a blog.
Yeah.
It's also having an about page with all of your staff, and all of your staff then having all of their credentials and linking back to their LinkedIn profiles, because all these small, very small details build the entity.
They add up.
Right? So you can piece together the entity to Google for it to help it and aid that ability for it to create the knowledge of your business. By doing that, it positions you better.
Yeah.
So we get this a lot at the moment. If we get a lot of businesses coming to us with these like AI spun up businesses, these companies that are like, oh, I've spun up a website overnight.
Drop shipping.
But it's kind of like the new drop shipping.
No reviews.
And they're like, cool, this is my new medical business that is an online platform, and it's SaaS, and it's like $20 a month, and I'm going to make loads of money out of it. I just want to market it. It's like Google is not going to trust you because your website's brand new. There's no one behind it. Yes, you made it.
Or stock imagery.
But you have no authority to even be talking to the subject matter.
Yes.
And it starts falling into this YMYL part of Google, which is the your money, your life. And it's Google's parameters that it has as kind of a protocol for safety of going, if we're talking about financial, if we're talking about health, I need to make sure that if I'm putting that information forward, it is from somebody who actually knows what they're on about.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, that can do damage to your money, your life. That is the emphasis of your money, your life. That is why it's so important.
Yeah.
This heavily impacts medical sector, health sector, and legal.
Yep. Finance.
Finance. So all of this being said, this is all feeding into AI. So you don't just earn your spot in AI by going, I'm just going to write an article and then just AI will pick it up. You have to earn your spot by ensuring that your entity has all the right signals, which you can build up, which is where you use an agency to do so, and you can do it yourself, but it's a lot of work to be able to know how to do such a thing. And then it's also around structuring the content. So there's structured data, technical SEO, which is part of technical SEO, which is structuring your data in a way that LLMs and AI models can understand your content better. And we write it in a certain way to be able to answer kind of the frequently asked questions for to improve the likelihood of your articles content being picked up by LLMs as well. So there's multiple ways of doing it. We can also talk about like LLM text files, which no proof of them at the moment, by the way. But that is a thing. I think the only one that's using it at the moment is Perplexity. But there's lots of also technical SEO things that we do behind the scenes to structure the information and do the keyword mapping and do the content research to feed the LLMs the best possible information and the right information to get the best and maximize your citations. But while equally, we also still do need to then build your entity, because if Google still doesn't trust you, you're not going to get cited anyway.
Yep. You've got to earn your piece of the pie.
Yeah.
And stand out and be the big picture and be authentic, because anyone can spin up an AI website. Anyone can put stock photos. Anyone can have an offering. Anyone can chuck a Stripe account and add a cart, and next minute, you're being scammed. So Google's responsibility, from what you're saying, sounds to be to protect the consumer, to protect the user, to put forward legitimate, non-hurtful information if you're going to be super dramatic about it.
Why is Google going to put forward a business that's 1 week old versus one that's 20 years old?
Exactly. You got to earn your spot.
It doesn't matter how much money you've got. They're not going to do it. So these are all factors that come into the algorithm.
It's so easy to have stock photos. It's so easy to have fake social media. It's so easy to just be offshore, pretend you're Australian.
Exactly.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Have a .com domain because you don't need an Australian business number, so it's not super legitimate. And these are the signals that are protecting people ultimately from having good experiences, because online experience becomes the in-person experience, right? If you're looking for information online, then you go to see an actual person. Yeah. That needs to translate across.
And there's other ways that you can look at AI SEO. We call it AI SEO, and as a term, it's just kind of getting a bad rap at the moment, but whatever it is what it is. It doesn't always have to come from your own domain as well.
Okay.
And this is kind of another way of looking at it. And it's similar to how you look at PR.
Yeah.
Right? So PR, when you do a PR piece, your goal is to get cited by very large, credible publications, right? To reference back to you.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about an authority boost at the moment. I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah,
you have a restaurant and you want to be cited by Urban List as an example for Australia.
Yeah.
It's not for them to cite you to get a link to your business and so on. You just want to be referenced in the best restaurants in Australia.
Yeah.
Why? Because that publication gets viewers.
I use it all the time.
Those publications generally are also the highest cited in AI. So Reddit is the highest cited AI platform globally.
Wow.
Heads up.
Yep. There you go.
So
good job, Alex.
That is the platform that is getting the highest citation as an individual, but then you also have other very credible sources. So you would have the likes of things like Forbes, very credible, also gets a lot of citation. Urban List gets a lot of citations. And there's different publications depending on your industry. Realestate.com.
Car sales.
Car sales. what's the buyer's agent? The buyer's one. Rate My Agent
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
for in real estate.
Yeah.
They are very high in their citation. So the goal as well is then not to go, how do I create the article for insert XYZ to be cited, but also how can I get myself cited in those publications to still get the non-blue link, the zero-click benefit. So an example would be best real estate agent in Australia. Rate My Agent would have a publication for that. It would have an article spun up of the top 10 real estate agents. If you can get yourself cited on that, every time somebody is searching for the best real estate agent, you would be cited. And whether you have the link or not, even just having the brand mention without the link is still authority for your domain.
Yeah.
And that is still building your entity because you're still being referenced. So AI SEO doesn't have to be just about how do I improve my signals in LLMs? How do I improve my citing of me? It's how do I improve all citations of my business in digital?
Yep.
As a collective.
Those directory links are really powerful.
Yeah, huge.
They've been really powerful for us.
Massively. We are one of the highest cited agencies in Australia in the LLM sector. So in digital marketing, you go and look, best digital marketing agency, best SEO, best PPC, best Google Ads, best web design. We pretty much will be referenced across all primary 5 in the top 5 for everything, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But that comes from high placement in high authority publications that are writing about that subject matter.
Yeah.
So when you ask Google about who's the best real estate agent or who's the best accountant or who's the best lawyer or who's the best automotive mechanic, whatever that might be, it's looking for publications talking about that subject matter, which generally will be directories.
Yep.
Get yourself in directories, get yourself ranked high, get yourself listed, get yourself featured.
Yep.
There's knock-on effect. The other one that will do that for you is awards.
Yep.
You win awards, you will be cited as well because when you're looking for the best accountant, they will look for accountants that have won awards.
Yeah.
So let's say Xero run an accountant's award, I believe they do, that might be that point of reference for Google to cite to find the best because they're going, who's the best accountants in Australia? Oh, Xero every year do an awards. Gold winner this year was this company. I'm going to cite them.
Yeah.
And that's how it'll piece it together.
Yeah. And just to strip it right back to one word, it's intentionality. You want to appear in those searches, whether it's AI overview or on ChatGPT, because a lot of users are using ChatGPT for the same thing. You know, if you're on your phone, you're I'm opening ChatGPT over my Chrome app, right?
Yeah.
It's intentionality. You need to be with an agency where that is either an offering that they have isolated on its own or better as part of a broader SEO campaign, which for some businesses would include local SEO, it would include general SEO, it would include SEO for AI.
And it doesn't really matter how you frame it. There's this conversation out there. It's like there shouldn't be a difference. There shouldn't be a different plan for AI SEO versus SEO versus local SEO versus geo. And it's like, yes, no, maybe. It depends on how you make your campaigns and how you build your campaigns. Like some agencies build them a certain way. We've had insight into some of Australia's largest agencies recently, and seen behind the scenes of some of the stuff, but
and vice versa.
They know how we do things as well. And it's not that there's right or wrong. It's just that they just do it different, right? Yeah. And I've seen word count limits. I've seen all sorts of different structures, and it's unique. But ultimately, as long as it's going to get you the result and it's going to get you the result at the right cost, then great. So, we've got plans, our SEO plans that include AI and have local and everything included. Yeah, it's at a bigger cost. We have it where we compartmentalize it and break it down separate to reduce cost to business.
Exactly.
We can do it different ways, but there is a focus around AI SEO, and there is a focus around local, and there is a focus around that kind of traditional aspect as well. They all fall under SEO.
Yeah.
But you can hone focus
Yeah.
around different subject matters, and that's probably what's really the long and short of it. It's like there's just different ways of investing time, because ultimately it all comes down to how much time have you got. I couldn't tell you how much time we've put into our SEO just over the last couple of months. It's been insane, and I'm still running out of time.
You never stop. You never get there, right? You're always going, because everyone around you's still going. But I think it does come down to time. It does come down to obviously then budget, which time is money.
Yeah.
But equally, I feel, and our experience, it comes down to what foundation does this business have online to start with.
For sure.
Maybe they're really, really strong on social media, which, as we know, is like one signal or a signal or part of it, but have no blogs.
Yeah.
Or they might have a ton of blogs, but they just need to be re-strategized. Or so I feel like, the way our approach, and I feel like our approach is always going to be, let's establish where you are.
Yeah.
Let's establish what your goals are, your budget, and then we go, this is the best way to hit that objective.
For sure.
And that there's that lack of education in a lot of businesses who come to us, and when that light goes on, that's when the magic happens. So get a good agency, be intentional, and don't pretend it's not there.
Yeah, definitely
It's
don't.
not going away.
No. Well, I think we're like 70-something% up over the last 60 days in AI search in terms of traffic. It's crazy. There's a lot of people using it. Anyway.
Let's go.
Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for our next episode.